What's going on, guys? Bengal again here, recording live on stream for Pittsburgh Pirates franchise episode 2. I will be doing that on occasion, but of course, all of these will be getting uploaded to YouTube as well. And we are into the second half of spring training. I think I'm only going to do 2 spring training episodes, and the last one might be like the final game of spring training, and we'll kind of be able to decide who's really making the team and a better general idea of who's performing the best. So it's going to be, I'm not going to throw Roansy Contreras because we saw him already, but it will be somebody else. And let's go ahead and check out the current stats, which I, of course, know where those are found. And Ke'Bryan Hayes is having a rough go of it, as is Brian Reynolds. Ben Gamel continues to rake, as does Michael Chavis. Cannon Smith and Jigba is playing quite well. So is O'Neal Cruz. Satsugo's getting going. Hoy Park's getting going a bit. Travis Swaggerty's playing well. And then as far as the pitching goes, Zach Thompson has been very good. And the ERA for Roansy Contreras continues to go up. But 4.7 is respectable for someone that is not nearly ready to go at the major league level. Still could probably be a year away from me. He's only a 66 overall. Just, I'm not sure if he's going to be... Is there a way to disable the notifications, man? There's got to be. So these pitchers haven't pitched any innings. Heath Hembree, 8 innings of great work. David Bednar, kind of the same deal. But Zach Thompson's really the standout starter, as is Max Kranick. But, you know, almost no shot he makes the major league team for me. Just not going to be quite good enough. Man, Contreras actually might be close to big league ready. We're going to go with Jose Quintana, because Zach Thompson's probably going to be the opening day starter. And I think this team's a better representation of the actual lineup we're going to see. Let's go with my actual lineup, probably. All right, well, this is the lineup we're going with. It's more of like an opening day feel. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think this season might start out with a trade because the lineup is just so poor. We need to do something to kind of get a big bat near the middle of the lineup. And it might not be a superstar caliber player, right? But we got to do something. So that might be something that happens very early on in the regular season. But this is the final game of spring training. It's going to be Jose Quintana taking on the Atlanta Braves. And I'm now going legend difficulty and classic pitching. So it's more about the players and less about my ability to do pinpoint pitching. I think that's a really good change. However, that being said, I'm not really sure how I feel about going to like classic hitting and just having it be completely random as I'm a spectator. But I'm considering it, as Jose Quintana will work to Dansby Swanson. He's going to chase the circle change way off the plate, and that is strike 3. Full count to Ronald Acuna Jr., one of the best players in baseball, and he's going to shoot that into right field. Shift not able to cover that, and Acuna will reach. So no perfect game for Jose Quintana the way we had with Roansy Contreras, as the new Atlanta Brave Matt Olson will come to the plate. Someone I cannot avoid being compared to. But you know what? He's a superstar. I'll take it. We'll again go with the off speed. This time a breaking ball, curveball. In at 79, but Olson goes straight back up the middle. We have runners on first and second, with a pretty dangerous hitter coming to the plate. Austin Riley had a tremendous season a year ago. And in a 1-on-1 count, we'll try to go with some off-speed. And Riley will smash that to center. Reynolds going to have to make a play. And that is going to get over the wall. Day might end soon for Jose Quintana as Austin Riley obliterates one over the center field fence. And that's a high fence to get a ball over. Yeah, we might look to go to the bullpen early. Circle change hanging right down the middle. And Riley did not miss. Quintana set up low out of the zone and missed his spot pretty badly. And Austin Riley connected for a massive shot. We're going to look to warm up some arms. Fastball hit to Brian Reynolds. We're going to be camped underneath that. And we are there for the third out. So, allowed 3. I think that's going to be a big problem is the rotation. Year one, as I mentioned in the first episode, probably will go by a little bit faster just because the team is so horrible. And yeah, we're going to get to learn some of these guys and know these players, but I really want to get into the rebuild aspect of things. And of course, in season one, we're going to be extremely limited with what we can do. Brian Reynolds will line out to the shortstop. Swanson didn't even have to move. Unlucky start as Brian Reynolds hit that right on the screws. But of course, we'll check out the opening day lineup. This is probably what we're going to see. And it features around the 3-hitter Oneil Cruz, hoping he can become a young superstar. Of course, the order is going to change on a day-to-day basis, but I think it's going to look something like this. We need Ke'Bryan Hayes to step up, though. Not having a great spring at all. He needs to hit the reset button going into the regular season. And hopefully he can start to get on the right track after an 0-for-3 game yesterday. And this one might give him a little bit of luck, hanging up a bit. Diving play by Acuna will end up falling off his glove, and that might be just the thing Ke'Bryan Hayes needed to get going in the right direction again. Chased a pitch high, that's probably an out 9 times out of 10, but Acuna just didn't have the range despite being one of the fastest outfielders in all of baseball. And we just needed a little bit of luck. As Fried will throw the 1-1 to Oneil Cruz, who will hit a fastball right down the middle, deep to center. Acuna is going to be camped underneath this one. And Ke'Bryan will retreat back to first. Here's Roberto Perez. This is actually the first time we're really seeing him in spring training. He'll work a walk. As Fried's actually getting into a little bit of trouble here, as Yoshitomo Satsugo has had a pretty good spring training, hitting .319. And he'll work the count to 2-1. Pretty favorable. Maybe try and run into one. Cheat on a fastball, but Fried also does have a pretty good sinker, if I'm not mistaken. And we cheated on the heater. It was up, and it is going to be flown out to center field. Acuna making every play here this inning. Not all of them, but most of them. Plan for improving the team. Hopefully it is around developing players more than just trading for guys. But I will be honest, if you look at this Pirates team, what we have here is a few players to build around. If even next year there's more roster turnover than just Ke'Bryan Hayes, Brian Reynolds, and Oneil Cruz in the lineup, I would be surprised. Because who realistically stays on this team? Maybe Roberto Perez behind the plate, but we can't build around Daniel Vogelbach. We can't build around Anthony Alford. We can't build around Ben Gamel, as that one's rocked into center. Reynolds trying to save a double, and he will. Good range in center from Brian Reynolds. Brian Reynolds, or Michael Chavis, might be on the team, but I have my doubts about that. And then when you look to the rotation, it doesn't really look a whole lot better, as Quintana will lose Duvall and walk him. This might be his final inning. But we're going to make a lot of moves. And yeah, the Pirates are not like historically big spenders. I run the team now. We're going to load up this team with as much talent as possible. And hopefully turn them into a real contender, a real competitor. And Quintana's done, dude. Bases juiced. He's out of here. And I'm going to bring in the young gun. Roansy Contreras was spectacular the last time we saw him, which was episode 1. Although his average allowed is getting up around 280. He might see a roll out of the bullpen at some point this season. And we want to see what he's capable of doing. Here's the 2-2. And the count will run full. We got to go with the heater. Contreras to Swanson. Fouled off. That's 97 up in the zone. That's a tough pitch to get on. We might go right back to it. Contreras loses him. And he will walk in a run, as it's bases loaded against Ronald Acuna Jr. You're not going to see much tougher ABs in the league. This is as tough as a situation as you can get. And now Acuna's in a hitter's count. This is a really, really bad spot. Here's the heater. Acuna lays off. We're going to have to come in the strike zone. Acuna's going to hit it on the ground. On to second. Back on to first. Double play. And I'll be honest, Yes, Roansy Contreras walked in a run, but getting one of the best hitters in baseball to ground out into a double play to end the inning, that's exactly what we were looking for. That was perfect. I don't really think Contreras could have done much of a better job. I think quick count's going to be on the entire series, honestly. And that's going to be ripped right back up the middle as Anthony Alford. I think quick counts are going to make the games go a lot faster. Get a lot more of a season in there. And it really doesn't lose much. You know, it's just you're missing me working a count. But that's okay. A little bit more randomness, but I don't mind that. As the count runs full to Daniel Vogelbach. He's got great power. Hopefully we can run into one. And that's going to be a heater. Vogelbach all over it. Smoked to Matt Olson. Great reflexes there. It's really the hot corner against the lefty. And that is a line out to end the inning. As Matt Olson just made a great play in the field. Now he's up at the plate. And the young gun Contreras will try and deal with him. And we'll get another ground out. We got to be able to throw his fastball. But Riley seems locked in. Nearly a home run. We're going to go to the off speed. Contreras, another ground ball. Now, he's not really even supposed to be a ground ball pitcher. He doesn't really rely on a sinker. Doesn't really rely on the changeup too much. But he continues to get ground ball outs here against some of the best hitters in the league, really. Misses with the curveball pretty badly. 3-2. We're going to the curveball. Don't give in. It's a good take from Rosario. He'll draw the walk with 2 outs here for Alex Dickerson. Go to the fastball, and Contreras cannot find the zone. This is against someone who went 0 for 4 last game, and Contreras drills him. Slider got away, and suddenly this is getting to be a pretty dangerous situation against Travis d'Arnaud. We're going to go to a little mound visit here. Contreras has to settle down. You need to be able to throw strikes, and he's just not doing that right now at all. And Contreras does get a flail that time. That fastball was way out of the zone. Go back-to-back heaters. That one's going to be hit on the ground, and we are maybe not even out of the inning. They were stealing on the play. We went to the second to get the short out, and a little bit of a mental error there by O'Neal Cruz. We're still going to be in this inning as he beat the throw to second. Didn't hear the steal. Fastball gets the pop up. Very fortunate to come away with no runs. And after 30 pitches, I think Roansy Contreras will be done. 2 pitchers to go only 3 total innings is not good. But we'll get a lot of pitchers going here for the final game of spring training. Want to keep everybody as fresh as possible. As Reynolds will smash that into center, but it's right at Ronald Acuna. As this is becoming the lineout team. Back-to-back lineouts for the Pirates. And that one is crushed. Key Bryan turns on it. And that's going to be off the wall. I told you, that bloop into center earlier, it was just the spark we needed to get him going. Turned on a fastball, and that was crushed. Not a home run, but that's what you want to see. 100 plus off the bat, and a rocket to left center. And O'Neal Cruz will get on this one. That's hit deep to center. Cunha going back, looking up, and gone. Home run for O'Neal Cruz, showcasing that power. It's lefty, lefty crime. And that's off one of the better pitchers in the league in Max Fried. He missed down the middle, and O'Neal Cruz did not miss. Deep to center, no doubt about it, really. 410 feet, 99 off the bat. That's what we need to see, and we're getting back in this game. Yes, it's only spring training, but we're fighting. Great stuff from Cruz as Perez will pop up. That's not a good cleanup hitter, I'll tell you. And that's not, his fault, obviously. Chase out of the zone was on my accord. But we're going to try and keep this mostly third person and more of a spectator, even though, yes, I am playing. I am aware. But, yeah, we got to do better than Roberto Perez in the cleanup spot. That is just pretty horrible. And down goes Satsugo. Good slider from Fried, who bounced back. But the story revolves around O'Neal Cruz here. Turned and burned and had the raw power to go deep to center. O'Neal Cruz has had a really impressive preseason. I really believe he's going to be a star. Here is the 3-2. Payoff pitch. Albies check swing. Did he go? No. He's going to be awarded first base. Good pitch from Brubaker. Just didn't get the result we wanted. It's already 3 balls to Dansby, and he's going to work a walk. Back-to-back walks for JT Brubaker. Not good, and guess who it is again? Ronald Acuna Jr. And he's going to rip that one into left field. Anthony Alford trying to save a run. Here's the play at the plate. Good throw. Just up the first base line, and that will be a run scored RBI single for Ronald Acuna. And things are getting out of hand early for JT Brubaker as Matt Olson just missed a home run. Way deep to the track. And they're going to try and tag. Alford throwing straight through to third base. Doesn't have the arm. I think a custom trade would be realistic, yeah. Curveball hit on the ground. Cruz got to turn it. Over to Chavis. Back on a first. Double play. We are out of the inning. Still in this game. We're pitching out of trouble every single inning. But I think the key is we are pitching out of it. Yes, we have allowed 5 runs in 4 innings. That's not great. But it could be a lot worse right now. It could be 10-2 easily. As Chavis will try and hit this one deep. But Acuna is there, camped under it for out number 1. Keston is in division. You don't really see in division trades too often. Gamble on the ground. Going to be a tough play for Olsen, who keeps it in front of him. And Gamble hit that ball pretty well. Just unfortunately, great defense over there at first base as he smashed it into the ground. Here's Alford trying to keep the inning alive. And slider up in the zone. Rough swing. Rough swing. He's only got like 20 contact against lefties. Something really bad. Not great against lefties, but hopefully he earns that skill this year. I don't know, man. It's Anthony Alford. Hit on the ground, O'Neal Cruz. That's out number 1. Wow. Brubaker cannot find the zone. I'm going to be honest. We're going to go back to Hall of Fame for pitching now that I'm using this. Hopefully we're going to be a little bit more accurate. And that worked out real well. That ball is hit deep. That ball is gone. Adam Duvall just crushed one. 430. And yeah, I think it goes without saying, JT Brubaker's day is done. JT Brubaker was horrible. Walked everybody and then gave up that shot. We're going to bring in Will Crow. And strike 3. Swanson chases a heater up in the zone. But yeah, the story of that inning, Adam Duvall going deep. We're giving up quite a few home runs, and I think that trend will probably continue into the season. That ball's hit off the leg of Max Fried. Hustling down the line, and a nice single for Daniel Vogelbach. He's hit the ball hard a couple times now. And I think he's earned his way into the starting lineup. And it's not like we have a lot of better options anyway. Here's Brian Reynolds. Vogelbach not going anywhere. Reynolds will shoot that one into right field. And we're going to get a little lucky this time as that drops. But that's just baseball. A couple of hard hit balls into outs. And that one bloops into right field for a hit. We will take that. Runners on first and second now. Fried will throw pitch number 70 to keep Brian Hayes, who's 2 for 2. This is a great time to bounce back, though. Last game of spring training. Carry this momentum into the regular season. I like it for Key Bryan. This is a big spot. Big confidence builder. And he's going to shoot that one in a left. And that one will get down. We're going to hold Vogelbach at third. But Key Bryan 3 for 3. And the bases are loaded for O'Neal Cruz. Key Bryan just getting a little bit of luck. Sometimes that's all you need in baseball. Hot streak brewing for Key Bryan Hayes. But now the bases are juiced. 3-1 count to O'Neal Cruz. What do you got, O'Neal? Here's the 3-1 from Fried. Fastball, wow, just fouled off by Cruz. And that is ball 4 low. Beautiful discipline by O'Neal Cruz. That'll walk in a run. And we are not out of this game yet. Roberto Perez hits lefties very well for being Roberto Perez. And that's a pitch down the middle. Hit deep to left field. Going back, looking up, and it is out of here. Roberto Perez has done the unthinkable. Grand slam off Max Fried, just sneaking out of the left field into this, I would say the stands, but it's grass out there. And Roberto Perez, our cleanup hitter, cleaning up. And we are tied at 7. Unbelievable scenes. Roberto Perez looking like Kyle Higashioka, just sneaking it over the fence. Eddie Rosario, all he could do was look up. And impossibly, this game is tied. We're going to bring in Nick Gonzalez for Michael Chavis, the #1 overall prospect for the Pirates. Going to get an AB here with a chance to really keep this inning alive. Only 1 out, but, you know, as Alex Rodriguez said, home runs are rally killers, and bases loaded. To nobody on base now. I guess he was right. And Nick Gonzalez goes down swinging. What a slider from Kyle Wright. I mean, just off the plate. That's a crazy spot. Gamble getting underneath that one, and that should be tracked down by the right fielder as we end the 5th. But Roberto Perez, the biggest reason why we put up a 5 spot. Grand slam that just got out. Unreal stuff. And that's off Max Fried. That isn't some random pitcher the Braves brought in. It's one of the best in the game. As Will Crow will try to take on Ronald Acuna. He's 2 for 3 today. And that's not really where you want to put that fastball. 1-2 to Austin Riley. We're going to try and elevate. Can Will Crow blow it by him? It's taken by Riley. And we'll try to put him away. Does he chase a slider? Was his kryptonite early on in his career, but really started to lay off that last year. And shows that he can do that again. Last season wasn't a fluke. Here's the 3-2. Payoff pitch. Hit back on the ground to Gonzalez, who's in for Michael Chavis. And that is the end of the top half of the 6th. We'll come on to hit. And the new pitcher will be William Woods. He features a 4-seam slider, change, and 2-seam. Anthony Alford hits righties fairly well. Let's get on base. Let's get in a position to go ahead here. And that ball is crushed. Alford says, I don't need to get on base. I'll hit the go-ahead run myself. Home run, Anthony Alford. He hits righties. That's his thing. He hits righties. It's the only thing he really can do. He's not amazing out in the field. He's fine. Cannot hit lefties, but he does have a little bit of pop against that right side. Alford goes yard, goes golfing, because this is not a bad spot. Maybe got a little bit too high, a little bit too far over the plate. Alford with the bat flip, and with a 416-foot bomb to left center, has put the Pirates on top. 8-7. Who would have believed it? And that is ball 4. Reynolds will work a walk. William Wood struggling a bit. Maybe not someone that's going to make the opening day lineup for Atlanta. O'Neal Cruz shoots that back up the middle. Do we go first, third? No, we're going to stay conservative. Reynolds will hold at second base. 2-out rally going on here. And Cruz is just so impressive. He is going to be a superstar on this Pirates team. And has shown that all spring training long. And Roberto Perez hit the grand slam earlier. Now with the chance for a 3-run home run against William Woods. Won't come on that pitch. And Perez will swing through a slider. That one hung up a bit. Looks like Perez tried to get under it, but just missed. But we would go ahead in the inning. Anthony Alford, the unlikely homer out of the 8th spot. And we are out hitting the Braves and somehow out pitching them. As we're going to see if Will Crow can get through another inning. Got to face 6, 7, 8. And another 3-2 pitch is a slider that hung up. Will Reynolds be able to track it down? Yes, he can. Pretty good range from Bryan Reynolds being showcased all over this spring training game. 3-2 to Duvall. Will Crow watching the runner at first. Will deal. Slider is just out ahead of Duvall, who gets a piece. 3-2 again. Two-seamer popped up. Crow underneath it. And we'll catch it for out number 3 as we are through the top of the 7th. Need a little bit more insurance, but the pitching is settling down here a little bit. Love to see it. As the new Atlanta Brave pitcher will be Tyler Matzik. 3.38 ERA so far in spring training in 10 2/3. Gonzalez will eat that. Absolutely gobbles up a heater down the middle. Fire the cannons. Cannonball to left. The number 1 overall prospect for the Pittsburgh Pirates shows why. 109.7 off the bat, nearly 440 feet for Nick Gonzalez. No doubt about it. And that's why we're so excited about his potential. Yeah, couldn't come through in the first AB. Takes full advantage of his second. He can come off the bench and be just fine. I don't know how long he's going to play at the minor league level. Of course, we're going to probably start him in the minors and survey his progress. But yeah, this is someone I'm quite excited about. And we have high hopes for his potential and his future. And he showed you why just there. And that is ball 4. Finally, that at bat ends as Anthony Alford will work a walk here in the final spring training game of the season. And I believe we're going to go ahead and take out Daniel Vogelbach. It'll be Kevin Newman pinch hitting into the DH spot. We'll make the opening day roster, I'm sure, but I think O'Neal Cruz is probably going to start over him. Newman will shoot that to short. Dansby Swanson is there, but yes, the highlight of the inning, Nick Gonzalez, the number 1 prospect in the Pirates organization, going yard. Somehow flipped the bat from his his right to his left hand. Pretty impressive there. Yeah, what was that? I don't know. Magic. Go back to the sinker, and that is hit on the ground. And Ke'Bryan Hayes, one of the best defensive third basemen in baseball, can't even make a play on it. How does Ke'Bryan Hayes not even get close? Horrible effort from Ke'Bryan here in spring training as Guillermo Heredia will hit for the Braves. Count works full. Fletcher will deal. Changeup got him swinging. Big strikeout as Fletcher fans Guillermo Heredia. And William Contreras will hit for Atlanta. Brother of Cubs catcher Wilson Contreras. Actually has a bit of a bat to him, especially against lefties. And he shows it here, ripped to left. That one is not coming back. William Contreras with a huge 1-out, go-ahead, 3-run bomb here in the 8th inning. And yes, that was a bad matchup for us. Contreras can hit lefties, and he showed it there. Got every bit of that one. Slider hung right down the middle. Contreras just flung the bat out there, made solid enough contact, and got rewarded with a 3-run shot. As another catcher in, it's Manny Pina. And Manny Pina's going to get a hold of this one. Hit deep to left center. That one is off the top of the wall. Reynolds will field, get back in a cruise. But Aaron Fletcher has been remarkably unimpressive here. And he will not face another catcher. Chadwick Trompin. How many catchers do the Braves have? They're just throwing every single one out there. And they're getting rewarded. Fletcher not going to face him. As Sam Howard's first pitch will result in an out. Gamble catches it. But the runner will advance to third. 2 outs now in the inning. And hopefully Sam Howard can do something against Alex Dickerson. Lefty. He will walk. Change up on the ground. It's another catcher, by the way. Travis d'Arnaud. Although he started this game. But William Contreras has put the Braves on top here late. 10-9 in a spring training slugfest. 11 hits apiece. And a lot of defensive changes for him as Colin Mchugh, the former Astro, former Ray, with a .79 ERA, will come in to face the Pittsburgh Pirates. We're going to leave in our best hitters and see if we can fight back into this one. And Reynolds, you might have thought he tried to swing at that. Nope. That actually hit him, and he's going to get first base. He didn't try to swing. If you thought that, you're wrong. Ke'Bryan Hayes will come up from Pittsburgh. Definitely didn't try to swing at that. He's well-disciplined and will take the base. Ke'Bryan on the ground, fielded by the third baseman. He's going to throw it away! But we're going to have to hold at first and second as we are gifted with a base runner. Manny Pina at third base. Can Manny Pina play third base? Has Manny Pina ever played third base? Doesn't look like he can after that. As O'Neal Cruz will try to stay hot. Runners on first and second, down by 1. We need our star of the future to come up big. And he will get hit. Mchugh loading the bases with 2 hit batters and with 1 grand slam already in the game. We'll see if Roberto Perez can get another. No. Swing through the cutter. And that one is hit deep to left. Roberto Perez throwing the bat. That one not coming back. Second grand slam of the game for Roberto Perez. Clear the deck indeed. Maybe Perez is in the cleanup spot for a reason. Absolutely crushed from Perez. Snitker can't believe it, and we are back on top. I know it's only spring training, but 2 grand slams in the same game? This is a defensive first catcher. But Perez showing off a little bit of power as well. I cannot believe it. 2 grand slams, and we will retake the lead. Roberto Perez accounting for 8 of our 13 runs. Absolute insanity. And we're going to bring in Henry Davis to pinch hit for Yoshi Tsutsugo. Number 1 pick this past year. And the pinch hit decision looks like a good one, as Henry Davis will hit that into left field for the single. Now, he's not going to do anything other than pinch hit. He's not coming in to play first base. Just wanted to see an AB with the number 1 overall guy. And yeah, he showed why. Professional at bat. And just drove it into left. And speaking of number 1 overall, here's the number 1 overall prospect in the Pirates organization. Nick Gonzalez hit a home run last AB. And this one likely will not be a homer, as it is tracked down in right. Good range from the right fielder. And Sam Howard will be on for the save. And he'll get strikeout number 1 for out number 1. Try to get him to strike out as well. Let's go with the slider. And he will strike out. Is Sam Howard nasty? He's gotten some disgusting swings so far. 2 outs, 2 strikeouts. Ozuna looking like an idiot. That is popped up to first base. Josh Van Meter, the defensive replacement, is underneath it. Out number 3. And spring training comes to a close with a big 13-10 slugfest victory over the defending world champs. Some big-time moments in this game. 2 grand slams for Roberto Perez. Homers for O'Neal Cruz and Nick Gonzalez. Ke'Bryan Hayes got things rolling again. And yeah, this was quite a good way to end spring training. But now that spring training has come to a close, we got to decide who is actually going to make the team and who's not. Roansy Contreras will move down. O'Neal Cruz for sure is going to make the opening day lineup. I have no question about that. But a lot of these guys are going to have to move down. And I think that's probably it. It's not a good team. We're going to make some changes. We're going to make some moves. But the 40-man will basically look like we still have all our top prospects. But O'Neal Cruz has made the opening day team. Opening day will be against Jack Flaherty and the St. Louis Cardinals. Zach Thompson will be our opening day starter. So our rotation will look like this. It's really bad. I understand. But we're working on it. Dwayne Underwood can be our long reliever. I think I'm fine with that. And our rotation will be Zach Thompson, Jared Eichhoff. I'm okay with the 1 and 2 right now. JT Brubaker could even be okay, even though he was awful in spring training. Mitch Keller, hopefully will develop. And Jose Quintana, who I need to replace as soon as possible. And the lineup against righties will be Brian Reynolds, Key Brian Hayes, O'Neal Cruz, Daniel Vogelbach, Ben Gamel, Roberto Perez, Anthony Alford, Michael Chavis, and Cannon Smith and Jigba. And against lefties, it'll be Brian Reynolds, Key Brian Hayes, O'Neal Cruz, Roberto Perez, Michael Chavis, Ben Gamel, Kevin Newman at short in those days, Cannon Smith and Jigba, and Josh Van Meter. Maybe Vogelbach will actually play first instead. We'll do that. We'll do that. And maybe Kevin Newman will even DH, which is, I understand, not a great DH. But that's all right. The team is pretty horrible. We're going to work out. We're going to work it out, though. So thank you so much for watching. Trades will be made in the next episode, I promise you. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully I see you for episode 3, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.
Taking it back to the house. Defensive joke. I'm laughing so loud. Speedbird's good.